spinning, falling away.
Perfection.
Wade. Now, are you going to foul? Terry puts it up. Won't go. Rebound, Wade.
Don't worry, Terry. You'll get your chance against LeBron soon, and you'll cook him.
First championship in franchise history.
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. So I had a request to check out this video here, and it's about a player I was a huge fan of, Dwyane Wade, and the title got me because I've been feeling the same way about this for a couple of years now. The title, I think we're starting to forget about Dwyane Wade, and this is brought to you by a channel called Post 2K, which I know most of you know about. Link will be down below in the description. Yeah, so this is something I figured started happening way back, when the Miami Big Three happened. Because when that happened, the big news was like, wow, it was D Wade's team, and they got, he ended up having LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and company all on that team. And somehow during that entire time, it just became the LeBron James circus. And by the time that it was over, Dwyane Wade was, he had some knee injuries, and he wasn't quite the same cat anymore. And whatever happened after that, everyone seemed to forget who he was in his prime. They forgot about the Finals MVP, Dwyane Wade, and what he was able to accomplish. Crazy thing is at a certain point in his prime, I thought he was like the third best shooting guard I've ever seen, behind MJ, Kobe. And there was a time that I was thinking he's going to be better than Kobe, but injuries kind of prevented that, and the team up kind of prevented that, and all kinds of stuff. But potential-wise, damn, man, I thought he was him. Anyways, I want to check this video out with you guys. So, quick shout out to members. There's a list of channel members in the description. Yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Happy holidays to everyone. Thanks for being here. Do me a favor, like the video, hit that hype button if you could. It helps out. And let's go.
Dwyane Wade was never supposed to be forgotten. One of the greatest guards in NBA history, yet somehow he's the one people overlook. It was all about Shaq, then LeBron, and hey, what was Kobe up to? D-Wade found himself in the shadows. Even at his peak, he won a championship, built Miami into a powerhouse, and then saw injuries take him out of the spotlight. And before he knew it, Wade County had become LeBron's team. But the thing is, he welcomed it. Dwyane was willing to sacrifice because winning mattered more.
Yep.
He took pay cuts, gave up power and superstardom to watch his team reach the pinnacle. But in the end, all that loyalty meant nothing. When he came to get the money he deserved, Miami pushed him out of his own house. The man who made the Heat relevant wasn't even appreciated by the team he had sacrificed everything for.
And they gave him the ugliest statue I've ever seen. And I don't think Pat meant disrespect by that, but damn, man, he should have done a better job with that. Miami fans, Florida fans, get in the comments for me, please. How do you all still give D Wade his respect? You guys got 3 championships. He was there for every single one. Like, how do you guys feel about him? Because I feel like the rest of the country totally forgets about D Wade, and it drives me nuts.
And in a way, that was Wade's entire career. An all-time great who never got treated like one.
Yeah.
But before injuries, I'm like, MJ, I'm coming for you.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, how high can this guy go? He had more maturity in his rookie season than I've ever seen anybody else right out of the gate. Like, his composure was insane. And then by his second season, seeing his playoff run, like, are you kidding me? Like, he had everything it takes to be the best shooting guard of all time. He had everything, every ingredient it takes. But injuries, man. And anyways, I'm sorry. He still wouldn't have been at Jordan's level. But there was a time there where I thought maybe he can reach Jordan's level because I saw the mindset. I didn't just see the athleticism and the will. Like, his mindset was win at all costs. And I loved watching it. Unfortunately, it's that same mindset that led to all of his injuries too.
Dwyane Wade's playstyle was constantly on full throttle. He played every game like his life was on the line, which was a reflection of his childhood. Growing up on the south side of Chicago, Wade was surrounded by drugs, gang culture, and poverty. His mother was a victim of that life. She battled substance abuse and was in and out of jail, leaving Dwyane on his own to figure out how to live in this violent world. But in 1990, he got his lifeline. At 8 years old, Wade's father stepped in, took custody, and moved him into his place in a different part of town, changing the trajectory of his life. In the early 90s, his father introduced him to basketball, and as a Chicago native during this time, Michael Jordan was everything. He was the hero Dwyane wanted to model his game after, and he did a damn good job. By his senior year in high school, Wade was the best player in the state. However, colleges were hesitant to recruit him because of his bad grades. All of them except Marquette. They took a shot on the kid, and despite missing his freshman season due to academic ineligibility, Dwyane put in work off the court and earned the green light for his sophomore season. Right out the gates, D-Wade became one of the best players in the country, despite playing the season with a torn meniscus. So that offseason, he had his left meniscus removed, sacrificing long-term health for a quicker return to the court.
I didn't know he had his meniscus removed. Wow. I had a torn meniscus, like 3 years ago? And PRP over a slow period of time ended up kind of healing it. But I didn't know you could even get your meniscus removed like that.
A decision that seemed right for now. In 2003, Wade shook the nation, leading Marquette to the Final Four, which skyrocketed his draft stock into the top 10. Yeah, D-Wade was still overlooked, an afterthought in a draft headlined by generational talents. But whoever lands him is about to hit gold.
So even in college, he was willing to sacrifice his body and the future to win now. I mean, I can't say it was the right decision because of the injuries that happened later on in life due to this. But man, what a mindset. What a mindset. Do whatever it takes to win.
Pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Dwyane Wade from Marquette University.
Yes, sir.
Drafted 5th overall, Dwyane Wade was off to Miami, a city where its bright lights and endless beaches masked a franchise searching for a purpose. The Heat had fallen into mediocrity after a decade of early playoff exits. They were desperate for a savior who can electrify the city and lead them to glory, and that hero had fallen right into their lap. As a rookie, D-Wade took a team that won 25 games the previous season to the playoffs, where we saw flashes of superstardom. In his first postseason game with the clock winding down, he crosses over and floats home the game winner with 1 second left.
And Baron Davis was on him like glue.
The Heat, however, would go on to lose in round 2. But that's all Miami had to see. This was the savior they'd been looking for.
Absolutely.
In fact, they were so confident in the kid that they went all in.
The major headline around the league tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers.
I mean, straight up, if his stats were higher, he would have deserved Rookie of the Year. But the funny thing is, he actually did better in his first season than either LeBron or Carmelo. But, you know, stats are stats.
Heat have agreed to a trade that will send Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest big men of all time, to sunny South Florida.
Can you dig it? What a team up this was.
Miami's two-headed monster bulldozed through the NBA in 2005. Shaq was his dominant self, while D-Wade became one of the elite two-way players in the game. On defense, he had a sixth sense for steals and deflections, and could block shots like a center. While on offense, he was a one-man fast break. No one could stay in front of him, so much so that Shaq nicknamed him the Flash. And the only thing that could slow him down was an injury. Up 3-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals against the defending champions, Wade missed Game 6 due to a strained rib muscle.
Ouch.
Detroit won, seized the momentum, and won Game 7 to make it to the finals. Had it not been for the injury, the Heat likely play for a championship. But you can't get caught up in that what if mentality in this league. It's just the nature of the sport. This had to happen. It was the spark.
This is a cool video so far.
Wade put the league on notice in 2006, leaping up to 27 points a night and leading the Heat to 52 wins as the second seed in their conference. They'd go on to beat his hometown Bulls in 6 in round 1, torch the Nets in 5, and in an Eastern Conference Finals rematch against the 64-win Pistons, the Flash took care of unfinished business. He averaged 26 points on 62% shooting, with 5 boards, 5 dimes, and elite defensive play to miraculously make it to the NBA Finals.
And that 62% tells you he was slashing. He was slashing towards the basket constantly.
Bad news, they're facing Dirk Nowitzki right smack in the middle of his prime.
Yeah.
And it was a reality check. A 2-0 series deficit right off the rip. It seemed like it was all...
It's so funny how history works. At this point, I was the biggest Dwyane Wade fan. Like, huge fan. I wanted them to beat Dallas so bad, and I was so happy when they did it. Fast forward to 2011, when he's got LeBron James and Chris Bosh on his team, I wanted Dallas to beat the hell out of Miami so bad. The ironic thing is, I got both of my wishes, I guess. Dang, that's rare in basketball for me.
Much too soon for D Wade, and with Shaq getting double teamed into oblivion, the Heat looked dead in the water. They needed a spark,
They needed
a miracle,
Yeah,
a savior.
they need someone for the Justice League. Where's Flash at?
Welcome to beautiful Miami, Florida, where tonight this city will host its first ever NBA Finals game. But their beloved Heat, who's in a desperate situation, in need of a win, trailing the Dallas Mavericks 2 games to nothing. Wade, it's good. 1-point game. Over to the basket. It's lob, knocked away. And the Miami Heat right back in the NBA Finals. Walker to O'Neal.
It was such a cool, scrappy team they had, too.
2 games apiece.
Much like the Mavs team that eventually won, tons of cool veterans that are just dying to win on these teams.
Pulls up, banks it in, tie game, and Miami wins again to take a 3-2 lead.
I mean, White Chocolate got his, Gary Payton got his, Alonzo got his.
And they're champions. Shot clock. Wade spinning, falling away.
Perfection.
Wade. Now, are you going to foul? Terry puts it up. Won't go. Rebound Wade.
Don't worry, Terry. You'll get your chance against LeBron soon, and you'll cook him.
First championship in franchise history.
Congratulations, 2006 MVP, Dwyane Wade.
Yeah.
In just his 3rd season at 24 years old,
Crazy.
D Wade put up 34 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game to win the championship.
Yeah, and that's why I thought he's that guy. I think I'm pretty justified for how I felt back then. Him and Steve Nash were my favorite players in the league at this point. Obviously, Nash was playing for my Phoenix Suns, so I was a huge fan. But as far as like who's the best in the league, I had no doubt in my mind who that person was. That was Dwyane Wade.
And the finals MVP, hand delivered by Shaq. I mean, look at the numbers this dude put up after going down 2-0. It's one of the great finals carry jobs ever.
Crazy. Yeah, you can see that first night he was like, "I'll do anything." Even just, I'm sure he led his team in rebounds there. 0 blocks that first game, surprise. 3 blocks in that final game. 4 steals in that final game. 3 steals here. Like, yeah, this is a guy who's doing anything it takes.
For the first time in his career, Wade wasn't overshadowed.
Nope.
He was the man, and being the 5th pick in the draft just 3 years ago now seems like the steal of the decade.
Yeah, and LeBron wasn't anywhere close, and Carmelo wasn't anywhere close to this level.
This kid has the potential to become one of the greats. But you know what they say, the quicker you rise, the harder you fall.
Flashpoint, nice reference.
The NBA landscape is an unforgiving beast. Think of it as a carousel. One day you're the greatest player in the world, riding high in the spotlight, praised as the next Michael Jordan. Then things don't go your way, and suddenly the ride spins out of control and throws you off, as it finds any excuse to put someone else in your place. Someone new, someone fresh. D-Wade experienced it firsthand. Chasing a repeat in 2007, Wade dislocated his left shoulder. Miami lost in round 1. He undergoes surgery on both his shoulder and his left knee as the spotlight snaps to another young superstar fresh off a finals appearance. In 2008, Miami cratered with a 15-67 record. They traded Shaq, and with nagging pain to that left knee that's been bothering him since college, Wade was shut down for the second half of the season. And now, just like that, the league had moved on, leaving him in the shadows. So how about
that left knee is a big deal too, because that's the leg he launches himself off of.
Reintroduction on the world's biggest stage. Prior to his rookie season, Dwyane Wade was on that 2004 Olympic roster that suffered one of the greatest meltdowns in USA basketball history. Fast forward to Beijing in 2008, and Wade had redemption on his mind, both for his country and himself. As part of the USA's Redeem team with the likes of Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo, and Bosh, it was Wade who led the team in scoring to capture the gold medal. An achievement that Dwyane later called the most important moment of his career.
Yeah, I always credit that win, that whole run, to those two guys right there. Yeah, both of them. Both of them. They were both in cahoots together the entire time, running two-man schemes. And even though Kobe was starting and Dwyane Wade was coming off the bench for him, they intermingled for a couple of minutes intentionally. And dude, the amount of damage they did offensively during that time, not only offensively, but also defensively too. They had a defensive scheme planned as well with the full court press. Those two guys, single-handedly, double-handedly, whatever you want to say, thank you for that gold. Y'all really did it.
It was his reintroduction to the world, and above all, he was finally healthy. Back in the NBA, the Flash was on that type of timing once again. The speed, the pop, the explosive athleticism, it was all back. He won the scoring title, averaging 30 points per game, alongside 5 boards, 7 dimes, 2 steals, and a block in one of the all-time seasons we've seen from a guard. Oh, and he did this too.
Chalmers, Wade with a steal, with 2. Wade puts it up for the win.
Yeah, he had a lot of clutch shots, man. My house. It's my house.
09 D-Wade had me floating. Was he MVP worthy? No. But he did finish 3rd in voting behind LeBron and Kobe, and 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
Wow, that's awesome for a shooting guard. Yo, LeBron was up there? LeBron was number 2?
Well, Wade was at his peak.
Who else is there? Chris Paul, Meta World Peace, Shane Battier, Rajon Rondo, Raja Bell. Okay. Shoutout. KG.
He established as one of the top players in the world. The season, however, ended in the first round. And I mean, at this point, another championship was an afterthought. Dwyane was virtually alone. The team was a mix of young and old role players with no sense of identity. And surprisingly, we'd see the same roster in 2010. Coming off a career-defining season, Wade had to suffer another first-round exit with no help around him. Heat fans found it baffling how management wouldn't get their superstar any help. But little did they know that Pat Riley had something cooking behind the scenes. The reinforcements were on their way.
Yeah, that's true. In hindsight, it makes sense that he didn't. There was no big contracts that previous year or that year that he was just discussing, getting ready for 2010. It does make sense.
Can you feel it? South Florida is electric.
Can you dig it?
Heat has now secured 3 of the NBA's biggest names to play right here next season.
Tonight, the trio is complete. LeBron James joining Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh to play for the Heat.
The days of having no help in Miami were over. The reigning back-to-back MVP LeBron James and multi-time All-Star Chris Bosh were joining Wade in the 3 out of 5.
Once again, and I've been reiterating this a lot lately. These two guys, this guy, they were joining this guy. They were joining this guy. That's what was happening here. People get it twisted nowadays.
Creating the most polarizing big three the sport has ever seen. And it was showtime. Lobs, slams, posters, speed, flash, you name it. They were a transition nightmare. They won 58 games and thrashed the East to get to the finals, where Wade would meet the same man whom he stole the title from 6 years ago.
Yep.
The encore, however, fell short. Miami collapsed, losing to Dallas in 6 in one of the all-time finals shockers.
Let's be real. Bosh played fine. Dwyane Wade played great. LeBron played the worst series of his life.
Wade played to his usual standard, but the newly acquired king did not. There was a lack of focus and hesitancy in his game.
He choked, okay? It is what it is. It happens. He choked. Let's not beat around the bush.
It wasn't caused by bad blood, but rather an underlying tension between Dwyane and LeBron. No one knew whose team it was during that 2011 run.
Oh, it was Dwyane Wade's team. He was primed to be finals MVP if LeBron didn't choke.
It was a your turn, my turn, evenly sharing the load type of dynamic, and it led to failure. So Wade took it upon himself to hand over the car keys and take a step back, as he told LeBron, "You're the best player in the world. We'll follow your lead. And most notably, I don't want another scoring title. I'm trying to win."
I mean, I respect the hell
How many
out of
other
it.
players of Wade's caliber would willingly take a step back and sacrifice everything to let the better player lead them to victory? Wade put his pride to the side. He had no ego. It was all about winning. And over the next 2 seasons, they did a whole lot of it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Game 1 of the 2012 NBA Finals. What a matchup. The two best teams led by arguably the two best players on the planet.
Yeah, those blue jerseys, or those blue shirts, they're so cool, man.
Towers now drives. Nice feed to Wade. Wade finds Bosh. Right.
I like seeing OKC in the finals just for that. The whole arena looks awesome, lit up in blue.
Towers sets, puts it up. That won't go. James rifle pass to Wade. Oh, what a pass. Tries a three. Bang! LeBron James from downtown. Stolen again in the open floor. Wade sidestep. Westbrook bats it in. And a foul. The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted. The American Airlines Arena is hot, and it's where the 2013 NBA Finals begins. Oh, gets in, throws it down. Four to shoot. Parker.
This is a great video. You guys, the link is in the description.
Tough assignment. Wade sidestep.
If you want to check out his channel and go over there and subscribe.
Won't go. Rebound box.
Like, this is great.
Back out to Allen. His free
Yeah,
throw.
biggest rebound ever. Biggest shot ever.
5 seconds remaining. James drives, kicks out Battier for three. Bang! What a finish. It's back-to-back titles for the Heat. The 2013 NBA championship resides once again in Miami.
Jeez. Just like that,
In
D-Wade's got
2012, the
3.
Heat manhandle a thunderous OKC squad before running it back in 2013 against Duncan and the Spurs to secure back-to-back championships. All those sacrifices were absolutely worth it. D-Wade is a 3-time champ, with a legacy that is all but cemented. But hold on, a three-peat's on the horizon. In 2014, Miami was back in the NBA Finals, facing the Spurs once again with history on their mind. But Wade was bad. Years of injuries and surgeries had finally caught up to him. There was no spring in his step. That legendary speed burst was gone. He was a shell of himself. The result? Miami got smoked in 5 as it marked the end of the Big 3 era, in South Beach.
And this is how you know it was a one-sided brotherhood. D Wade was loyal to LeBron, but LeBron is loyal to no one but himself. So D Wade slows down, and then LeBron ditches him immediately afterwards.
That same offseason, LeBron made his way
trade you in for a younger player. I'm going to go trade you in for a Kyrie Irving.
Back home to Cleveland, leaving a crippled Wade to carry the burden in Miami.
Yeah, what a good friend, huh?
And even though he didn't have to, Dwyane took an $11 million pay cut to help the Heat rebuild a contender. But it never materialized. Over the next 2 years, Miami's empire collapsed. Wade couldn't carry a team like he once did, and the Heat knew it. Come the 2016 offseason, D-Wade's contract was up, and it was time to re-sign, hoping to finally get compensated after years of pay cuts.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Severely underpaid. But no, Pat Riley lowballed him.
Yeah, Pat Riley dropped the ball here. He made up for it later, but he really dropped the ball here. You don't return D-Wade's loyalty like this.
As they prioritized other players over the face of their franchise. This is the same guy who took the Heat from nothing to something to everything, sacrificing money, health, and his body over and over again to win championships for a franchise that just spat in his face.
Yep. And a franchise that's never won before him and has never won after him.
In fact, not once throughout his entire career was D-Wade the highest paid player on the Miami Heat roster. Did you hear him complain?
Dang. Wow, even Chris Bosh was making more than him here. When was this, 2016? Jeez. Yeah, he was getting lowballed for sure in the beginning. Then 13, 14, 15, 14. What was this, 01? Okay. 14, 15, 17, jeez. He never really got the massive payday, huh?
No, he put his head down and went to work. Wade deserved every single penny, but management didn't think so. They overlooked him. Just days later, Dwyane left the only team he's ever known to sign with his hometown Chicago Bulls. He was gone. In his twilight years, D-Wade lived out his childhood dream of playing for the Bulls. A year later, he was off to Cleveland to team up with LeBron one last time before being shipped back to Miami to end his career. In 2019, Dwyane announced that he'd be retiring at the end of the season, setting the stage for a well-deserved farewell tour. And for just a moment in time, D-Wade could soak in the spotlight. He wasn't overshadowed by an injury, a teammate, or a contract dispute. This was all about him, receiving the love and recognition he had waited for his entire career.
Dang, man, what a cool little documentary. Once again, guys, link is down below in the description to check out this video, check out this channel. Like, who needs Netflix? You know, like, what's even the point? You got stuff like this for free. Great video. I 100% agree. Everyone seems to have forgotten about Dwyane Wade's journey. They just remember the Miami Big Three, which is sad. It really is, to think about everything he did for the Miami Heat. From day one, everything he sacrificed, everything he was willing to do. You know, even giving up the spotlight, sharing the spotlight, you know, whatever it took to bring more wins to Miami, he would do it. I don't even know what to say. It's just, it is sad to see, but that's why I do want to, anybody in the Florida area, if you can chime in the comments, let me know. How do y'all feel about him over there? Are you still paying him the respect that he deserves out there? I hope you are. I really hope you are. And in Chicago fans, like, how do you feel about your hometown kid? But yeah, I've kind of given up on it though. Like, I know not only, like, the narratives have changed so much. So many people hate him because he teamed up with LeBron, and I get it. Even though back then, like, nobody really knew how bad LeBron was, you know. But either way, fair punch. They give him crap about that. People say that it was rigged. The first NBA Finals he won against the Dallas Mavericks. And I don't have proof to dispute that. So, you know, with all this stuff, it's impossible to change the narratives around this guy. But all I'm going to say, I'll just speak for myself. Watching him play in his prime, one of the biggest joys I've ever had as an NBA, as a basketball fan, was watching him in his prime do his thing. It was phenomenal. You know, I felt the same way about those years with Nash. I felt the same way about prime Derrick Rose. You know, like what a joy that was to watch. There's no amount of highlights you can watch now that'll replace that feeling of watching that live, not knowing at any given point what the hell that guy's gonna do, like what magic trick he's gonna do next. And obviously seeing like Kobe and Jordan in their primes, like there's nothing quite like it. But D Wade is right up there. You know, he's on like my top 5 list of like, I can't believe I got to watch him in his prime. It was phenomenal basketball, phenomenal willpower. But anyways, you guys, I am out of here. Yeah, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong in the comments. Give this video some likes, and we'll see if this video gets any views. Because usually when I talk about D Wade, nobody comes to, nobody clicks on the video. So yeah, y'all can prove me wrong if this video gets any little bit of traction. It'll be a cool sight to see, because I swear, man, it's D Wade has somehow ended up in the category of like a Penny Hardaway or a Tracy McGrady, where like nobody seems interested at all in talking about these guys anymore, which is sad because these are some of my favorite players. But anyways, I'm out of here, you guys. Like the vid on your way out if you could. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And most importantly, is to be water, my friends.